What is up, y'all? This is Austin Pegram here, host of the Fitness That Fits You podcast, coming to you today with a reminder to be good to yourself, as always. Be kind to yourself and your thoughts, et cetera, et cetera. Positive thoughts, happy thoughts. I am with a very wonderful person today. Before I introduce her, I just want to make sure that I touch base here on our women's wellness retreat that we have coming up here the 24th through the 25th of April of this year. Okay, that is at Progress Parks, Kentucky, Airstream Resort. You all, we've got some awesome sponsors that are going to be there, and some great catering that's going to be there for that appointment, or for that retreat. Tons of great activities and discussion-based opportunities. You all, if you are a woman in the community and you are looking for a day to work on self-care, individual development, education on how you can prioritize those things, this will be a great opportunity for you to do just that. All right. Now, today I have a special friend and client. I don't know if she calls me a friend or not. I'm calling her a friend just because she gives me some good advice when it comes to me and my parenthood and love life at times. Very wise individual, very, very strong and empowered client of mine. Her name is Miss Lee Sarver, or rather she goes by Lee, but her real name is Elisheba. So we have a thing. I used to call her Elisheba, and kind of put like I put like an accent on it because I don't know, but it's Elisheba Sarver, short for Lee, or Lee is short for Elisheba. Lee, yes. Tell us who you are. Thank you very much for being on the show, and I'm gonna make the world know why you're on the show after you introduce yourself.
Oh my God! Thank you for having me. Correct pronunciation: Elisheba Sarver.
Elisheba Sarver.
Yes, my name is Hebrew, and I take that very personal. But
okay,
most people who know me call me Lee, and they can't pronounce my full name, and that's okay. You know, I feel like if you are going to ask me how to say my name, pronounce my name right. But I'm okay with Lee. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. All right. Elisheba.
Yes.
So I know for sure that it's not Elisheba, and I know.
I don't mind you calling me that. You're the only person I let call me that.
All right, we're gonna let that. I mean, that's more of like I do that when I'm like being spiteful against you, but
it's okay.
Usually,
you know what I call you, so yeah.
Yeah, you do. You call me Smalls, and you all. The reason why she calls me Smalls is because I am pushing 5'7", and obviously it's very bully-like of her because she's like 6'3", so she feels like she can just. But it's all good in the hood, though. I've been short all my life, so at this point, I've obviously developed the certainty and confidence and acceptance necessary to take those kind of mean and destructive insults and let them bounce right off of me.
But it's not destructive because it came from a movie. It's on a shirt. It kills me, Smalls, and that's how I feel sometimes.
Yeah,
really
I don't see you calling any of the tall trainers Smalls, but that's cool.
I think it's cute. So yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll take it. All right, you all. So let me just tell you why I have Lee on. I've had a couple clients on before. Typically, they've been on because you can obviously check some of those previous episodes out. But I had a client on at one point to kind of briefly touch base on the women's wellness retreat with myself, and also kind of give some insight on her motherhood and the inability and desire to find this opportunity for self-care. And then I've had another woman on to talk about specifically her motherhood and her injury history and how that's affected her fitness journey and things of that nature. With Lee, though, it's a little bit different. So I've had plenty of clients over the years And by that, I mean, in terms of the training game, I'm still pretty new. I've been in it for, just over 3 years now. And I've been my own entity for, just over a year now. So I'm still pretty new. But I've had, a good amount of clients in the time that I've been active. And Lee came along in 2020. Lee came along in 2020, and she was just kind of a different story. So I'm going to tell you all why, but Lee reached out to, I'll let Lee kind of weigh in on this too, but Lee reached out to me, in the earlier part of 2020, asking about training. And, at that time, I was not as careful or protective of my time. And I spoke with Lee for maybe an hour about the options, the packages, the resources that I can provide her. And after that hour, I gave her instructions on what we needed to do to move forward. And I never heard from her. So, you can imagine, for those of you that grow to be pretty busy in your own, entrepreneur, way, your time is very valuable. So when Lee actually plays a few significant roles in my life, whether she knows it or not. In that moment, that day, Lee, I was just like, all right, I got to be better about my time here. I can't be giving people an hour and then they just not hit me up, So yeah. So since then, it's been a little bit better in how much time I'm giving people that are not active clients. And so, and then months later, out of the blue, Lee reaches out to me. Now, keep in mind, this is in the midst of, 2020. While I do have some online training work, my work is very in-person based. And so, my work was obviously suffering, but in the summertime, it was started to pick up a little bit. I did not expect, however, to be hearing from Lee. And Lee reached out to me. You could tell that she had already been thinking about it, because, she said, all right, let's do it. And that next day, we were in the gym and we were getting started. And let me tell you, she had some things to say about me. But before we get into that story, I just want to tell you all that Lee is down at this point, 70 pounds. Is it more? Have you hit more yet?
I've hit 75.
Lee is down 75 freaking pounds since starting her journey, you all. Okay. And I'm pretty sure that this journey started last year, 2020, and you know how a lot of people are like, I want to lose that kind of weight, like in 3 months. I want to do it now. Let me just say that, a year and a half that's fast in my book, to lose that much weight. But when you're doing it right, and if you have the build for it, if you have the genes for it, if you have the makeup for it, if you have the drive and the dedication, that's probably the biggest thing: the consistency, the dedication, those things are going to help that happen faster. But that is a huge success, and she's still going. And so I wanted to have her on, not just because of the success that she's had, but the route that she's taken to get that success. And so I think that she could definitely be an inspiration and motivation to all of those individuals looking to lose that kind of weight and change their lives in the way that she has. So, Lee, tell us about your journey here to start. When did that start ultimately for you? Why did it start? Things of that nature.
I have 4 words to sum up my journey.
No. You're not going to you're going to give me more than 4 words now.
No, I'm just saying the struggle is real.
Okay, I got you.
Yes, Lord, yes. So,
Okay.
when I first contacted you, I think it was like back in February.
Mm-hmm.
Stepped on the scale, looked in the mirror, didn't like what I saw. Had some previous doctor's visits, and of course, you gotta lose weight, blah blah blah. So had really been thinking about it, maybe playing around with it, wasn't too sure. And I reached out, and someone referred you, so I was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna look into it. And then I saw the prices, and I was like, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But as a single mother, you really have to take that into account. If I'm going to give it to you, then I'm taking from somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
And with the price, I think I was a little afraid, telling myself that I couldn't do it, counting myself out at the beginning. And I just I left you hanging. I'm sorry, I did, because I was just like, I can't do this. I can't. But I didn't know how to come back and tell you I couldn't do it. So I just left alone. And then I went back to the doctor in May. And that's when he told me that I was pre-diabetic and wanted to put me on medication. And knowing that diabetes runs in my family, so does high blood pressure, high cholesterol, which I have those. I was like, I'm only 42 years old. I have 3 sons at home, and I want to be there to see my youngest one graduate and such. And I was like, that was a life-changing experience for me. So at that moment, I really had to sit down and do some soul searching and really think about it and prioritize myself in order to be there for everybody else. So I was like, what can I take out where I could afford this and make a change? And I was like, shoot, I spend this much on fast food and shopping and whatever else. So it was just all a matter of willing to sacrifice those small things in order to make it possible. So that's when I called you up and I was like, I'm ready. I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. And you know what? And that's sometimes it just takes that. I mean, obviously, we don't want people to be reactive, right? We don't want people to, being proactive rather is always the way to go. It should just be like a normal part of your life. But sometimes it does take, you got years and years and years of consistent things that, aren't necessarily the best for you. And then one day something happens and you're like, nah, this has got to change,
Yeah.
But yeah, so, I'm glad. I'm not glad that moment came, but at the same time, I'm glad that the realization came and your life has just been changed for the better, right? Like,
Absolutely.
Heck yeah. Like, what have been some of your, I know the last time we spoke, you mentioned your blood levels were a lot better. Your body fat percentages, all of those. Your doctor was very excited to see all that. And, what are we talking here? Just in the past year or so, what kind of positive internal changes have you seen?
Oh my gosh! So what caused the backstory today? What caused it was the pandemic came on, and people got lazy. Life stopped, and that's what I did. I got lazy, and started drinking sodas and just eating whatever I wanted, whatever I was trying to do with it emotionally. And I'm an emotional eater, so I was just eating whatever. So when I went to the doctor, he was like, your blood sugar levels are up. That's from drinking soda and eating sweets and whatever else. Blood pressure kind of high. So when I started working out, I was excited to find out that how low my blood pressure had gotten. He was excited. My A1C had dropped. Cholesterol had come down. Only thing that I didn't like was I told him what my goal was for the first year, and he was not supportive. So that just kind of made me more driven to try to prove him wrong. So I made a point to want to lose 100 pounds within a year, which, of course, it's a little far-fetched, but hey, here I am. It's March and I'm 25 pounds from that. So
let's go.
I'm really excited.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I'm really excited. So to go back to the doctor this time, just, not even for a checkup, it was for something else. And to find out that my BMI had dropped. I was just so happy because I hadn't seen that number in a long time. So I was excited. He kept saying, how do you feel? I was like, I feel great. and he gave me a high five. He couldn't believe the weight loss and such. He's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I'm working out, and I just changed the way I eat. That's all I do, and try to stay positive minded." So yeah, it's real big.
Let's get it. Let's get it. And by the way, that 100 pounds in a year, that's not really far fetched. I mean, you got to think. I'm not saying it's not hard. It's obviously that struggle is real. It's a hard journey,
God,
right? But
yes.
you got 12 months there. I mean, that's less than 10 pounds a month, right?
Yeah.
And so if you're doing everything right, and again, you have the build for it. You have the build for it because you're very tall. You are just a thicker frame, and you have like an athletic background. And so you have this opportunity where you can kind of tap into some of that history, as far as your body and your anatomy and your muscles go, and kind of be able to tap into that. But I think again, it's all about that dedication, with your nutrition, especially. You changed quite a few things with that. Yeah, and you're extremely active. Half the time I'm telling you to rest, and you just keep on going. But at least you're not like going super hard like every single day. Like you find a way to just get the exercise in, which is important.
Yeah.
Like you want to be moving.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put you on the spot here. You showed me a picture after you left the doctor, and you showed me a picture. I think it was when you hit about 60 to 65 pounds, and you showed me that before and after, and I remember you like in tears, and I was like, "Hey, not that." I wasn't like happy that you were in tears, but I think just like someone in my position, it's always like really cool to see that. You set a goal, and you're well on your way to like to reaching your goal, and the I guess the accumulated, stress of the years before, and then, you being put in this position where you have to make this decision, and you do it, and you're successful with it. I'm sure that it's very overwhelming and emotional. So congratulations to you. And that was really cool to see. So I think that you'd probably serve as an inspiration and a motivation to a lot of people. That's why I wanted to have you on and kind of, put you on a pedestal a little bit, because you are on one.
Please don't put me on a pedestal.
It's already there. You're already on one. You're already on one. But so Lee, tell us a little bit about your nutritional choices, because you didn't just like start eating cleaner. You like changed the genre, the content of your diet entirely. So tell us a little bit about what you're doing now.
Oh my gosh. I did start I did change a lot of things. The only protein I was eating at the time was chicken. A lot of veggies and green vegetables, which I thought that was necessary with me being severely anemic, like really, really anemic. My doctor gave me some news, kind of scared me. So I was like, I really need to jump on the bandwagon with this. So I was doing a lot of that. And then I think it was around Thanksgiving, ain't that a crazy time? I was just like, you know what? I only eat chicken. And I saw the benefits of people who are vegetarian, vegan, whatever, their lifestyle change and how much better they felt. And I was like, let me try this out and see if I can adapt to it. And I've been doing it since then, haven't stopped. So clean eating, yeah, that's my thing.
Okay. Yeah. Now was that a hard transition? I had Danny, another client on the show. She's also a vegan. I brought her on specifically for that reason, but it obviously affects people a little bit differently. She's this 5'2", $130, she's 5'2", $130, not as athletic in my opinion. Maybe she is. I don't know. But you obviously, changing your diet to a vegan diet, that would have a different impact on you. Just considering your initial state where you were before, the training and the clean eating and things like that. And obviously just your body in general. So how was that, making that change?
Um, it wasn't a struggle as far as letting go of the meat and the process and stuff, because as I do more research, it's interesting and I'm learning more. So,
Yeah.
I have this mental thing where I can see something like, oh, that's gross, I won't bother it again, once I learn certain things. So that wasn't a struggle for me. It was okay. Where my struggle came in was learning how to rebalance my meals and finding those substitutes for protein, which I still struggle with a little bit, but I'm
Yeah.
venturing out more as I do research and, try this, try that, try to find ways to cook things, prepare things, make them taste good. So,
Right.
yeah, just because
Yeah.
you're vegan doesn't mean everything has to be nasty. It's just all a matter of how you see it. Most people think that, oh my God, that's vegan, that's gross. It's not even it. It's not
Yeah.
even. So it's
I
all a
think
matter
that's weird when people get like that too. Because I mean, essentially, like if you're not, let's just say you weren't incorporating like tofu or
yeah,
tempeh or the meat crumbles. Let's just say you weren't doing those kind of things or
yeah,
the just egg type stuff. Like you would just be eating like plants and veggies,
yeah,
or like rice and sweet, stuff like that. Like there's it just like as a wholesome diet, it's not like it needs to be weird. People
right,
automatically put this negative connotation on it.
right.
So, I can imagine, of course, that the protein sources are definitely tough,
Yeah,
unless it's something straightforward like meat crumbles, plant-based meat
yeah,
crumbles, or the tofu or something like that. It's more than likely going to have more of a carbohydrate content to it. So, um, most vegans, I would imagine, unless they are like very well knowledgeable in how to do it or have someone cooking for them, are probably on a high carb diet.
yeah.
This doesn't mean this isn't anything bad.
Terrible connection.
You do really well.
You froze up on me.
You
You might want to move your phone or something. You froze up on me.
so what I'm getting at here, what I'm getting at here,
Can't hear you.
and the way the food is that, you know, when you are working with you got to think about like some of your, people are going to be, can you hear me a little bit better now?
Yes.
That's the shitty part about Zoom. But what I was getting at with the food is that a substitutions, you end up just eating more of the the whole foods, like your oats and your vegetables and things like that. They do have sources of protein in them, but just not a lot.
Yeah.
And so now you're taking in more carbohydrates so that you can meet your protein requirements. You know, um,
Actually,
and it may be that your body adapts to that.
yeah.
Go ahead.
I can't say I eat a lot of tofu. I don't. I'm really trying to master this tempeh. I'm gonna figure this out. I'm gonna figure out how I can prepare this and it tastes good to me. So, even though I cook it and it don't taste good, it's protein, so I'm gonna eat it. But I'm gonna figure out a way to make it taste better. Um, I don't
Yeah.
eat a lot of tofu. I do a lot of snacks as far as like nuts, walnuts, pecans, pistachios, things like that. Trying to learn how to make my own meat substitutes using those recipes and such to get that protein in. And I just try to find items like when I shop at the grocery store. I not so much look at the calorie
Yeah.
intake on it, but I do look at the protein intake on a lot of the items just to see if I can use that as a substitute also. So.
Okay. Very cool. Very cool. Sorry, and I got a little bit froze, and I needed to kind of heal some time
Yeah,
there.
you're moving. You're moving. So if
But
you don't
at any
sit
rate, okay, cool. So I'm trying to find a spot that'll work out. You know what I mean? So you all, I'm at the Sweat Fitness studio gym location, and so oftentimes I won't get very good service here. So
you should go sit in
if
your
you all
car.
are hearing me in and out, I do. Hopefully you hear everything just fine. Okay, so say what?
I said you should go
What'd you
sit
say,
in
Lee?
your car.
I think she told me I could
Go
do
sit
that.
in your car.
But okay. All right, y'all. She's making me go sit in the car, so I guess I'm gonna go sit in the car. All right, so Lee, so tell me, Lee, did you have to, or rather, did you have a good, motivation, a good inspiration from other people as well? Or do you kind of feel like you're in this alone? Do you have the help of your kids, of a loved one, of family members? What's that look like in the way of support? Because this is a big change you've made, and a lot of times this is hard to do just by yourself.
It is. My biggest motivation is my sister. Um, she's been working out for a couple of years, so really seeing her dedication to it was very big for me. As far as the support system, it's a yo-yo dieting kind of thing. I've tried it so many times before, and everybody's like, way to go, awesome job. And then I turn around and gain it right back. So now they were a little more apprehensive as far as like saying anything. Oh, like, yeah, she's tried this before, whatever. But the fact that I am sticking to it and how long I've been sticking to it, they're really there for me. They really support me. I send them pictures and stuff, and they motivate me. My kids, oh my gosh. So yeah, my son tries to work out with me sometimes and things. So I got a pretty good support system. Most of it is myself.
Yeah.
Because this is by far the biggest commitment I've made to myself, to hold myself accountable. So
Nice.
in order not to fail myself, then, I have to remind me of me every day and how important I am. It may sound selfish, but I can't take care of anybody else. I can't help anybody else if I can't do this for myself. So,
Heck yeah, that's not selfish at all. That's like actually that's a pretty selfless thing to say. I mean, like obviously your health is very important. But you're a mother, and so you know that you're only going to provide your best, you if you are taken care of also. So just in the time we've spent together, I don't experience a selfish bone in your body. So um, I think I think that everyone needs to be thinking that way. Finding a motivation outside of yourself in some way
mhm,
I really do think that it takes people to just like another level. If I don't think that, I think if it wasn't for like Rosie and Bentley, like I don't think I would be as in tune with everything that I'm doing as much as I am.
yeah,
Because they're watching, the kids
yes,
are all watching us. So,
mhm,
if we're not showing them what, if we're not showing them the way that we want them to be, then they're just gonna, they're gonna be what they see. And if what they
right.
see is us not taking care of ourselves, but you know that better than me. Your child, you got children, they grown. So you know that better than I do.
I had
They
two that's
grown.
grown. I got one, he looks grown, but he's not. But
But he's kind of grown. He's a teenager, right?
yeah, he's 13.
Yeah, he's grown. He ain't grown. I mean, he'll be there. Yeah, I remember being a teenager. I was grown, or at least I thought I was.
Yeah.
Um, very, very cool. All right. So, Lee, what I want to do is I want to touch base here on your end goal. We kind of talked about, obviously, your end goal being your 100 pounds. And I want to talk to you about some of the habits that you've been able to pick up and how you are going to plan on keeping those habits rolling. if that is in the cards for you, are you planning on keeping your habits rolling? Are you planning on, practicing everything you've been practicing for longevity? Or are you just going to get to a certain spot and then kind of, I'm done with this. I did it.
So actually, I'm just getting started. My 100 pounds is
Yeah.
just halfway to my goal. It's only halfway. So
Yeah.
just the fact that if I can reach that, oh my God, how awesome that would be, just for me sticking in there and just really pushing myself and really being able to look in the mirror and say, I did this. You can do this, girl. Wow, keep going. So, and I don't do that to myself now because I don't see it. And I tell you that all the time, I don't see it. So just the fact to be able to step on a scale and be like, okay, I did this, that's something. As far as like adapting this new lifestyle, I love it. It's, everybody's like, oh, you still on your diet? I'm like, it's not a diet, it's a lifestyle change. Like, this is it. I don't see myself going back. I exercise so much now that when I don't exercise, I miss it. I miss it. I'm in my head like, girl, you need to go to the gym today. What you doing? You got to be active. When I'm at work, everybody's like, oh, I walk, all the time and stuff. But I'm like, yeah, but you got to get your heart rate up. You need to at least be at a constant pace for at least 15 minutes to, like really get the heart rate up and move them muscles and burn some calories and stuff. So I'm always in my head about it. Like, what can I do better? I'm doing this, but what can I do better, to keep myself going? So no, this is it for me.
You've trained your mind. It's
Yeah,
stronger. It's
yes,
stronger now.
retrained it. There you go.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Okay. I love that. All right. Well, then this is for the long run. Then it sounds like you're going to be keeping
Definitely.
into this active lifestyle for the rest of your life.
You're not
That's
gonna get
awesome.
rid of me anytime soon, Austin. I'm sorry. I'm
I mean,
here.
that's all good. I mean, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to coach you forever. You know what I mean? I want you to be able to do it on your own.
We got
But
goals.
yeah,
We
but
have goals.
we got goals. That 200, I want to help you reach that. So
And
I'm gonna give you. When you do, I might have a party for you. I'll have a party for you. Let's do that. Well, I guess I shouldn't make promises on this podcast. All right, so let's go ahead and move on before I get too deep into promises.
no, because I still have another goal that I need to reach, and I'm trying to work my way there slowly. I want to run a 3K. I mean a 5K, not
Yeah,
walk. I actually want to run. So
yeah,
I'm slowly working my way to get to that point. So yeah.
heck yeah. Well, I think you've shown that you can get to that. You can put your mind to one goal and make it happen. So the rest of the goals are quite obtainable. Attainable also. Okay. So congrats to Lee, everyone, for the hard work and the dedication and the changes that she's made in her life. If she can do it, you all can do it too, no matter your circumstances, no matter where you are. It really just takes, how you think about it all. Okay. And Lee had to change her way of thinking about it. Okay. Now, we know how awesome you are when it comes to crushing your goals, but I'm sure you got some deep, dark secrets that we want to know about too. So what I
No.
want to know, from you is, we talked a little bit about your kids. How many kids do you have?
I have 3 boys.
3 boys. Lord have mercy. Okay. I know how much of a handful I was. So, whew. Okay. So 3 boys. Okay. What are their ages?
20, 18, and 13.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Cool being. Oh, that's right. Yeah, you did touch on the 13-year-old being grown but not grown. Okay. Cool beans. I met him before. He was, I could tell he kind of like wanted to work out with you. Yeah. Y'all challenge each other. I see that. That's pretty
We
cool.
do.
That's funny. You got any pets?
No.
No
Let's
pets?
say
Why not?
if I had a pet, would die because I'm never at home.
Okay.
I'm never at home.
If you had to have a pet, are you a dog person or a cat person?
Neither.
What? Okay.
Fish. They're pretty to look at.
What?
No
That
interaction
is
whatsoever,
random.
fish.
Okay. I've never, well, I guess we just assume that dogs and cats are the only pets, but I guess they're really not, you know. That's weird though.
No,
I've
if
never
I didn't have to clean up after them, then I definitely do a dog.
do a dog. Yeah. You seem
Yeah,
like the kind that would like really like the loving kind, because cats don't really, yeah, I
yeah.
think cats don't like really love you. They just kind of like
I'm not a
use
cat
you.
person. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not.
yeah. Dogs love you. Like you look at
Yeah,
them and they love you. They love you more
yeah,
than they
the
love
dog would be my best
themselves.
friend. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Okay, that's cool. What's your favorite hobby? What do you do when you're not working out all the damn time?
Oh God, shop. No, I shop and I like to get pedicures and manicures. That's my thing. That's my
Okay.
time to myself.
So your
Yeah.
self-care. Your self-care is your hobby. Let's get
Yeah,
it.
definitely.
Let's go.
It is because
Yeah,
I
let's
don't
get it.
get it often, and it's crazy that I have to plan it.
Yeah,
So when I do, yeah, it's my time to get away from the world and all the problems and all that stuff, and just like really reconnect and recharge my battery. So yeah,
nice.
it's important.
Favorite song. Favorite song. And this I know I know you know a ton of songs and you've been around for a while, so you've heard a ton of songs over the years also. So, you know, but one song right now you listening to quite often.
Don't. This is kind of cheesy.
Something with Michael Jackson.
No,
Oh,
that's
okay.
you. I told you
Okay.
no, no,
I
no.
thought you were gonna say Smooth Criminal by Michael Jackson.
No, no, I don't
My
know anything
bad.
about it.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
All right. I thought you were gonna say that.
No, because I be telling you something, you be like, "Who is that? What? Who is that?" And it just makes me feel so old. But actually, the song from Dreamgirls, "I'm Changing." You see,
Okay.
you don't know nothing about that.
Nope.
That's
Never seen the movie.
oh, bless your heart. It's okay because I've never seen. I'm gonna lose my black card on this one. I've never seen Black Panther, but you know,
You
uh,
bullshit.
I well, to be honest, like I haven't had a TV for almost 2 years, so
Yeah.
you know, it's not my thing. But Dreamgirls, I'm changing. It's my journey. I'm on a
Yeah.
new journey, and I'm in my 40s, and I hit that fork in the road, and hopefully I'm going the right way. So that's what I'm doing right now.
I'm gonna have to listen to that song now that you say it. But you're gonna want to watch Black Panther. It's a great movie. I've heard. You know what? Speaking on that real fast, I heard the day after, maybe like 2 days after it came out. I hadn't seen it yet, but and I'm gonna say this, and hopefully it doesn't offend anyone. If it does, and it does. But there were two individuals that came into the gym that I was working in after that. And both of these individuals were people without melanin, or rather much melanin. And one was an older adult male, and the
Mhm.
other was the male's child,
Okay.
a young adult boy. Um, and I asked them. They told me they went and saw it, and I asked them how it was. And the young boy says, I mean, it was okay, but there weren't enough white people in the movie for me, so I didn't really like it. And the dad he didn't really, he kind of like, confirmed that, like, yeah, I mean, we don't really like just all black. And I was like, and at the time, it
Yeah.
didn't really hit me, like, well, wow, these two people are just talking to the black man about
Yeah.
this, but like later in life, you kind of realize, like, that was probably like 5 years ago. You kind
Yeah.
of realize, like, man, like people sometimes just they have no idea what
They
sort of
missed the mark.
bubble
They
or
missed
privilege
it.
they live
Yeah.
in. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah. You missed
that's
the
wild.
whole movie because you did not see or identify with somebody in the movie. Doesn't mean
Yeah.
it wasn't a great movie. You just missed the point of it. Yeah.
Right, right. And I've had
Mhm.
people ask me since then, like, do you think people only like the movie because it was an all black movie? And I'm like, it was just a great movie, man. Every superhero in
Yeah.
in human development has been a white person. Like, why can't it be a black hero
Yeah.
and it
Something
not
for us
be
to
this
identify
question
with.
about,
Mhm.
it's just so weird. But we can go, I can have a societal, racial relationship specialist on the show one day. We can talk about that kind of
Oh
stuff.
God, that's opening up a can of worms.
That's
Woo!
opened up a can of worms.
Man, need a whole forum on that one.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, but anytime somebody mentions Black Panther, like I always have that story to share. But so when you go into it, I trust that you won't have that same bias before seeing it. You'll probably love the movie quite a bit,
You
actually.
know what? I like comedies. I
Okay.
do. My favorite movie, you're probably gonna think this is lame, is Girls Trip. I've seen that movie like 20 times. And I laugh every time. And I see something different that I missed the time before that I absolutely love this movie. I love to laugh. You should know this in our
Yeah, you
session.
love it. You love to laugh. Yeah, you
Because
love to
I can
laugh.
be pretty obnoxious and
Yeah, yeah,
childlike and
yeah.
whatever. I think I test your patience a whole lot.
You do, but it's okay. To me, it's all practice. Like because my patience is being tested at home with children and then tested at work with grown children. Like I'm never in this space where one thing is gonna just piss me off, because
No, you got pissed off
you know,
one time with me. Courtney helped in that situation because you got all serious. Leave on the floor now. And I was like, oh, is that what we're doing right now? Oh, he's mad. Okay.
don't tell people that I'm drill sergeant, y'all like that. Yeah, that's not usually my way, but if somebody is like really giving it to me, I'll have to be like,
Yeah.
listen, let's go.
Yeah. I was like,
I
oh, you
switched
was
it. I
mean
switch it.
to me today.
Yeah,
Okay.
I switch it.
I think I was getting her a little bit yesterday because you was like, why do I feel like I'm talking to my 10-year-old at home right now? And I was like, oh, okay, let me
Oh.
change it up. Yeah. I said, let me change this up real quick.
Ooh. Hey,
Yes, Lord.
sometimes it's like that though. Sometimes I'm telling you, y'all will oftentimes think that I'm like messing around if I say that like I have like a bunch of kids. I'm not calling you all juvenile. I just sometimes it does like when I tell my 10-year-old, I'm like, hey, I need you to go brush your teeth. You know what I'm saying? Go brush your teeth. Go get your pajamas on. She's like, why do I have to brush my teeth?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I'll tell y'all, I'm like, hey, we need to hit this dynamic warm up. Let's get 3 sets of 10 on your pull aparts. Really? 3
I'm
sets of
like,
10? I'm
why?
like, well, yeah. So
I
I'm
just
like,
did that yesterday. Why am I doing it today? Why? I thought this was a light day.
yeah, see, exactly. So, that's just part of the game. But at any rate, I'm glad you're here for it. Now, Lee had a very cool idea that we create a quote of the day before we get off here today. And I want that quote of the day to be success is never final. Success is never final. Now, I did not make that up myself. I had a client this morning that came in 6 a.m. and she had that on the back of her shirt. And for whatever reason, it stuck with me. And it was funny. It was crazy just because just last night, yesterday, I was having a conversation with a peer, and I oftentimes you in my industry, and then also just me in general, I will get competitive with those around me. And I learned about some of her success and some of the success that I could be having if I was doing the same thing, and it just kind of struck a nerve with me. And a lot of times it makes you forget that, hey, you're very successful that's a mindset. Essentially, you've accomplished quite a bit. You're very successful here, very successful here. Just because you feel a little off here or feel like you could be doing more, you still have places to go. And one area it's not an indication of the success you've created for the rest of your life. And so, I kind of battled with that, and Becca, my dear fiance, we had a good conversation about that, and she helped me realize just how important of a success my fatherhood is. And as a result, I kind of, that kind of went out I was like, great, we're positive mindset, we're back.
Yeah.
And then I saw that quote this morning, and then you said
That was
that, and I
your
was like,
affirmation. Yeah.
yeah,
It was
what I mean?
confirmation that this is it. This is where you need to be at. This is what you need to be doing. So
Yeah. So, like I said, Lee, you've made some changes and some points in my life that you probably don't even realize. That was one of them. I believe in little tiny signs, and that you saying you need a quote of the day. That was a little tiny sign. You know what I'm
well,
saying?
really,
You
I
know.
told you, a positive word goes a long way. You can wake up in the worst mood. but just hearing a positive word can just completely flip that around, make you think differently, whatever. And me working in a hospital, I have to have that mindset. It keeps you humble, and it really keeps you grounded and seeing life for what it really is. So, yeah.
Heck yeah. All right. All righty, you all. So check it out. We are done today. Lee has blessed us with her presence quite enough for the day. We are going to hop off. Okay. So I just want to, again, say to you all, be good to yourself. Okay. Always a reminder, be kind to yourself. Follow in Lee's footsteps. Being good to herself, being kind to herself, changing her mindset around food, around fitness, around movement, around health and wellness. And as a result, she is healthier and more well. I like that. That was dope. So the end goal for the day to you all is just to take care of yourself. Okay. All right. If you have any questions about Lee's journey or Lee's success, and you want that same success, not Lee's, of course, but you want your own success, right? You reach out to me, of course, for coaching. You can contact me at austinftfy on Instagram or on Facebook at Austin Z Pegram. You can go and join my free community page, FTFY Information Community. We put a lot of information on there, live events, et cetera, et cetera. You can reach out to me via coaching application as well. You know, if you would like to be a part of the FTFY team, and I would love to help you reach your goals. Serious applicants only. You'll find that application in the description of this podcast also. Okay. Lee, do you have anything you want to add? Do people need to find you somewhere?
No, I'm always around. If you look hard enough, you'll find me.
You'll find her. Okay. Lee's all over my pages, y'all. So if you really want to check out Lee, you'll see her. Yeah, you'll see her. You'll see her.
Just remember, the first step is the hardest step. So, once you do that, then it's fair game from there.
Heck yeah. The first step is the hardest.
Yeah.
That's right. All right. Very good, you all. All righty. Well, you all have a great rest of your day. If you're listening to this in the morning, a great rest of your evening. If you're listening to this tonight, just before you hit the sack and close your eyes to fall asleep to the glorious insides of your eyelids. Have a wonderful day. Be good to yourself. Talk to you next time.
Be great.